4, 5, and 6 are using trigonometry to find distances. And in fact, these are going to be just like the previous problems, but now they're putting it into an application problem to see how do I apply what we just learned up there. It says a kite is flying 79 feet off the ground, and its line is pulled taut, which means it's tight. The angle of elevation, so from the ground up, is 57 degrees. Find the length of the line, round your answer to the nearest tenth. So they were nice. They already drew the pictures out for you on Alex, that I have my kite flying up here, my angle of elevation is 57, and that it ends up being 79 degrees off. If I look here, I have my opposite and my hypotenuse, so I'm going to use the sine. The sine of 57 degrees is equal to the opposite side, which is 79, over the hypotenuse, which I don't know, so I'm just going to put an x there. So again, when I solve this one where I have the x in the denominator of my fraction, I'm going to times by the x first. So x sine of 57 equals 79, and then I end up dividing by the sine of 57. So we're going to take 79 divided by the sine of 57 degrees, and we get 94.196. Again, this says round to the nearest tenth, and so 94.2, and this would be in feet, since we were in feet on our measuring our height, and so the length of our line, 94.2 feet. Number 5 says a ladder leans against the side of a house. The angle of elevation of the ladder is 61 degrees. So again, from the ground up is the angle of elevation, so 61 degrees. The top of the ladder is 14 feet above the ground. So they measured up here, it's 14 feet here. Find the distance from the bottom of the ladder to the side of the house. So I'm looking from the bottom of the ladder to the side of the house. I'm looking for this side down here. Again, they were nice, drew out the pictures, you don't even have to draw them. We want to figure out then what x is. So I'm going to have on this one the opposite side and the adjacent side. So opposite over adjacent is tangent. So I would use the tangent of 61 equals the opposite side, which is 14, excuse me. Sometimes you got to look up here because it's hard to read their writing, over the adjacent side, which is the side we were looking for, x. Here's another one where we have the x in the denominator of our fraction. So we times by the x first. So x tangent of 61 equals 14. And then we have to divide by the tangent of 61. 14 divided by the tangent of 61 says 7.76. Again, I'm rounding to the nearest tenth. So 7.8, and we were in feet, so the distance from the bottom of the ladder to the house is 7.8 feet. So number 6 says, a ladder leans against the side of the house. Again, the angle of elevation is 66, so they've got that marked for you. When the bottom of the ladder is 12 foot from the side of the house, find the length of the ladder. So this time we're finding this side right here. So on this one we have the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. And so if we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse, we're going to use the cosine. The cosine of 66 equals the adjacent side, which is 12, over the hypotenuse, which we don't know. Again, they gave us the x in the bottom of the fraction. So we're going to times by the x. X cosine of 66 equals 12 then. And then we divide by the cosine of 66. So 12 divided by the cosine of 66 gives me 29.503, rounding to the nearest tenth. We'd have 29.5, and again we were in feet, and so the length of my ladder is going to be 29.5 feet.